Aurora, stop. No, talk to me. You're scaring me. What happened?
Ethan, listen to me carefully.
If anybody asks, we were never together.
What? Aurora, what are you talking about?
Don't call me. Don't text me.
Don't look for me. They found me.
Who?
People said I should move on. Eventually, I stopped explaining.
The internet forgot Aurora Laurent. I tried. God knows I tried.
No. No. What the hell? Where are you?
Aurora Laurent posted 2 minutes ago. I actually stopped breathing. No exaggeration. My body literally forgot how to breathe. I remember staring at the notification for maybe 10 seconds trying to convince myself it wasn't real. Because Aurora Laurent disappeared 3 years ago. Then I opened the app. And there she was. Smiling. Standing on a rooftop somewhere. Black coat. Wind in her hair. Alive. I whispered.
No. No.
I zoomed into the image. And that's when I saw it. Behind Aurora. Reflected in the glass. A silhouette. Someone standing behind her. Watching. My entire body went cold. Who the hell is that? Then another notification appeared. Active now. Aurora Laurent. Active. Right now. I stared at the green icon. Then it disappeared. Just like that. I spent the next 4 hours going through every single photo on her account. There were dozens. New uploads. Different cities. Hotels. Restaurants. Airports. Luxury rooftops. Perfect lighting. Perfect angles. Perfect smiles. But something felt wrong. The captions. The timing. The details. Then I found the newest caption. Miss me. I felt sick. Because suddenly. This didn't feel like Aurora anymore. It felt like someone watching me. The weird thing is. Before Aurora disappeared. I never even belonged in her world. I met her at a charity gala I wasn't supposed to be photographing. A friend got me the job because the original photographer canceled. The Laurent family owned half the city. Technology. Finance. Media. If rich people had kings, Victor Laurent would have been one of them. I remember walking into that ballroom feeling completely out of place. Everyone looked expensive. Even their smiles looked expensive. Then I saw her. Aurora Laurent. Standing near a massive glass window overlooking the city. And here's the thing. She looked lonely. Not sad. Lonely. Like everyone around her was performing. Including her. At one point she caught me staring. I looked away immediately. 5 minutes later she walked directly toward me. You keep photographing everybody except me. I almost dropped the camera. I didn't think you'd want candid shots. She smiled. Candid shots are the only real ones. That was the first real conversation we ever had. After that, she started appearing everywhere. Coffee shops. Bookstores. Art exhibits. At first I thought it was coincidence. Then one night she laughed and admitted she'd been tracking my photography page for months. You're easier to find than you think, Ethan. Looking back, that line feels very different now. Our relationship stayed secret. Had to. Officially, she was engaged to Adrian Cross. Golden boy billionaire. Perfect smile. Perfect suits. Perfect future. The kind of guy who looked like he belonged on magazine covers. Meanwhile, I lived in a tiny apartment and photographed strangers for rent money. But Aurora didn't care. At least I thought she didn't. We'd sneak around the city together. Late-night diners. Rooftops. Empty subway platforms. Sometimes we'd drive for hours just so nobody would recognize her. And for a while, she actually seemed happy. Until the paranoia started. It happened slowly. At first she'd randomly stop conversations and glance behind us. Then she started checking windows before entering rooms. Then one night she grabbed my arm so hard it hurt. Do you ever feel like someone's watching you? I laughed. She didn't. Then came the strange requests. Can you photograph people for me? What people? People at events. I thought she meant artistic photography. Candid social shots. Nothing serious. She'd point at random executives. Board members. Politicians. And ask. Did they seem nervous? Who were they talking to? Did anyone leave early? At the time it felt harmless. Now I realize. Aurora was investigating something. And somehow, I became part of it without knowing. The night everything changed. About 2 weeks before she disappeared, Aurora showed up at my apartment shaking. Not emotional. Terrified. She kept checking the windows. The hallway. Even my bathroom. Aurora, what happened? She sat down slowly. Then asked. If you found out your entire life was fake, would you want to know? I thought she was being metaphorical. She wasn't. She told me her father's company wasn't just collecting data. They were predicting people. Profiling behavior. Manipulating narratives. Monitoring emotional patterns. Building psychological models on millions of people. Including their own families. Victor tracks everything, she whispered. Purchases. Calls. Movement. Relationships. He doesn't trust human behavior unless he can predict it. I remember laughing nervously. Aurora, that's insane. She looked directly at me. He knew about you before I ever spoke to you. The room suddenly felt smaller. What? He predicted I'd meet someone like you eventually. I didn't understand. Honestly. I still don't know if I fully do. Then she said something I'll never forget. Ethan. I don't think my life belongs to me anymore. 3 days later. She vanished. I should have gone to the police after the first upload. But deep down, I already knew what they'd say. Scheduled posts. Account hack. Grief delusion. Instead, I started investigating myself. And the deeper I dug, the worse things became. The timestamps made no sense. One image was supposedly uploaded from Switzerland. But weather records showed heavy snow that day. The photo had sunlight. Another image showed Aurora at a rooftop restaurant that had been closed for renovation for over a year. Then came the reflections. Every image had one. Glass. Mirrors. Windows. And somewhere inside them, a blurred figure. Always watching. Sometimes standing far away. Sometimes barely visible. Once. Reflected directly behind her. I started screenshotting everything. Comparing angles. Lighting. Background details. And that's when I noticed something horrifying. The reflections were getting closer. Photo by photo. Like whoever was taking them was slowly approaching her. Or me. Then my phone buzzed again. Unknown number. One text. Stop looking. No punctuation. No context. Just that. I looked toward my apartment window. and saw a black SUV parked across the street. Engine running. No headlights. I stared at it for maybe 30 seconds. Then suddenly the SUV drove away. That should have been enough. That should have scared me into stopping. Instead, it made me obsessed. I knew Marcus from Aurora. Head of Laurent family security. Built like a tank. Calm in the way dangerous people usually are. I found him outside a private hospital downtown. At first he denied everything. You need to move on, Ethan. I shoved my phone in his face. Aurora's new uploads. The reflections. The active now status. For the first time. Marcus looked nervous. Not scared. Guilty. Where is she? Nothing. Marcus. Still nothing. Then finally. You think I don't hate myself already? That caught me off guard. He sat down heavily. Looked exhausted. Victor paid for my daughter's treatment, he said quietly. Experimental treatment. Surgeries. Everything. I felt cold all over. What did you do? Marcus closed his eyes. I told him everything. Every meeting. Every location. Every call. 4 years. Aurora trusted him. And he sold every secret she had. The night she disappeared, she contacted me for help. My chest tightened. And I informed Victor first. I nearly hit him. Honestly. I probably would have if he didn't look so broken already. Did Victor kill her? Marcus looked genuinely disturbed. No. That answer shocked me. Then where is she? Marcus stared at my phone. At Aurora's latest upload, and whispered. I don't think anybody knows anymore. The hidden apartment. Aurora had another apartment. Not publicly owned. Not connected to the Laurent family. Tiny place downtown under a fake name. Marcus gave me the address. If there's answers anywhere, they're there. The apartment looked untouched. Like someone walked out and never came back. Books. Coffee mug. Half-written notes. Blankets. Laptop. And photographs. Hundreds of them. The walls were covered. Executives. Politicians. Business meetings. Private gatherings. Everywhere red string. Notes. Dates. Connections. Aurora had been building something. Then I noticed the bathroom mirror. Written in black marker. Don't trust Elena. Elena Reyes. The detective assigned to Aurora's disappearance. Suddenly my pulse spiked. Had she been involved? Watching me. Lying the entire time. Then I noticed something underneath the message. Faint. Almost erased. Wrong person. I just stood there staring. Aurora changed her mind. Meaning at some point. She trusted Elena. Then I found the second phone. Hidden inside an air vent. And everything changed. The recordings. The phone contained hundreds of recordings. Aurora whispering notes to herself. Conversations. Meetings. Arguments. Fear. Real fear. One recording was Victor. Cold. Calm. Human beings aren't rational, Aurora. That's why they need systems. Another was Adrian. And that one disturbed me more. Because his voice sounded wrong. Too controlled. Too perfect. You think disappearing changes anything? Silence. Then. People don't leave me, Aurora. Something about the way he said it made my skin crawl. Then I found the impossible file. Timestamp. 2 months after Aurora disappeared. I stared at the date for almost a full minute. Then pressed play. Static. Breathing. Then. Ethan. I nearly dropped the phone. Aurora's voice. If you're hearing this. I felt tears in my eyes instantly. I tried to come back. My heart stopped. But I don't know who's real anymore. Then the audio glitched. Like pieces stitched together. I replayed it 6 times. And eventually realized the horrifying truth. The voice wasn't natural. Someone rebuilt it. Using old recordings. AI reconstruction. Sentence fragments. Digital stitching. Someone had recreated Aurora's voice. And suddenly the uploads felt even more terrifying. Because this wasn't just stalking anymore. It was preservation. Someone was trying to keep Aurora alive online. Adrian Cross. I started digging into Adrian. At first everything looked perfect. Interviews. Awards. Business magazines. Luxury events. The internet loved him. But perfect people always scare me. Because nobody's actually perfect. Then I found the old forums. Buried posts. Deleted discussions. Anonymous accusations. Women claiming Adrian became obsessive after breakups. Tracking. Monitoring. Manipulation. Nothing criminal. Just disturbing. Then I noticed something worse. The women looked similar. Not physically. Emotionally. Independent. Difficult to control. Women Adrian couldn't fully possess. Then I found a private storage unit connected to one of his shell companies. And that's where everything finally shattered. The room looked like insanity. Walls covered in Aurora. Photos. Timelines. Printouts. Social media screenshots. Maps. Surveillance images. Screens playing archived videos of her. Thousands. Then I saw my own face. Pinned to the wall. Dozens of photos. Me sleeping. Walking. Working. Crying. Some taken through apartment windows. Others from impossible angles. I felt physically sick. Then one monitor turned on. Live camera feed. My apartment. Current time. I stumbled backward. And that's when I heard her voice. Ethan. I froze. A speaker hidden somewhere inside the room. Aurora's voice. Artificial. Reconstructed. You came back for me. Then Adrian stepped out of the darkness. And smiled. I knew you would eventually. He didn't look insane. That's the scary part. He looked calm. Composed. Like a man discussing business. Where is she? Adrian tilted his head. You still think this story ends with a body? I wanted to hit him. Instead I asked. What did you do to her? He looked genuinely offended. I loved her. Then he gestured toward the walls. More than anyone else ever could. I realized something horrible in that moment. Adrian didn't think he was sick. He thought he was preserving people. Protecting them. She was disappearing before she ever vanished, he whispered. People forget. Systems erase. Memory decays. He touched one of Aurora's photographs. I refused to let that happen to her. Then he looked at me. Or you. I felt cold all over. You're insane. He smiled slightly. No. Then. I'm permanent. That line still haunts me. Because I finally understood. The uploads. The photos. The captions. The reconstructed voice. The reflections. Adrian wasn't pretending Aurora was alive. In his mind. She still existed. As data. As patterns. As memory. As content. He had turned her into a digital ghost. Then he said something even worse. Victor would have erased her completely. I stared at him. What? Your girlfriend learned things she shouldn't have. He walked toward one of the monitors. Aurora laughing. Frozen forever. She thought exposing the system would destroy it. He looked back at me. She underestimated how valuable control really is. Where is she? Long silence. Then finally. I don't know. And somehow. I believed him. That was the worst part. Adrian wasn't covering up a murder. He genuinely didn't know where Aurora ended up. Nobody did. Not Victor. Not Marcus. Not the police. Aurora disappeared completely. And Adrian turned the absence into obsession. Before I left the storage unit, I found one final file. Real. Not reconstructed. Aurora sitting alone. Crying. Looking directly into the camera. If you found this. She smiled weakly. Stop looking for me. I started crying immediately. Not dramatic movie crying. The ugly kind. The kind where your chest actually hurts. You were the only real thing I had, Ethan. Then she looked away. Almost like she regretted something. I was going to come back for you. Silence. Then the recording ended. And that was it. No explanation. No location. No final reveal. Just absence. Maybe that's what haunted me most. Not knowing. Because some part of me still believes she's alive. And some part of me hopes she isn't. Because if Aurora Laurent really is out there somewhere, then maybe she's still running. Still hiding. Still terrified. And maybe the people she feared never stopped looking either. Ending sting. I moved apartments after that. Changed numbers. Deleted everything. For a while I actually thought it was over. Then last week, my phone vibrated. Unknown upload. No username. Just an image. Aurora. Standing in darkness. Looking directly into the camera. Older. Tired. Alive. And beneath the image. 3 words. You were close. I haven't slept since. And honestly, I don't think I ever will again.